Hello everyone, this is the lesson of English on textbook Excel 9 by Express Publishing. I'm the teacher of English Mikhailovsky Nina Arkadina from School Gymnasium in Lysakhovsk. Module 8, Travel and Tourism. This is lesson 7. The theme of the lesson is Man-Made Masterpieces. Learning objectives. Deduce meaning from context of the texts. The second, ask complex questions to get information. And the third, use appropriate subject-specific vocabulary on the theme of the text and of the lesson. Assessment criteria. During the lesson, the students get world information on the theme of the lesson. Students practice functional reading and use appropriate subject-specific vocabulary. Students answer questions on the text. Students evaluate the level of their knowledge on the theme of the lesson through reflection questions. Now you see the first question. Do you know the name of this architectural masterpiece? Write down your answer into your vocabularies or exercise books, and then we will check. Now let's see. This is Blenheim Palace. Where is it situated? And what is it? Blenheim Palace is a country house in Woodstock, Oxfordshire, England. It is the principal residence of the Duke of Marlborough and the only non-royal country house in England to hold the title of palace. The palace, one of England's largest houses, was built between 1705 and 1722 and became UNESCO World Heritage Site in 1987. This is Blenheim Palace in England. The next picture and two questions. What place is it? Where is it situated? And you see the portrait of a man. Maybe this portrait will help you to recall the name. Write down your guesses into your exercise books and then we will check. And this is the Mausoleum of Culture Ahmed Yasavi. It is in the city of Turkestan in southern Kazakhstan. UNESCO recognized it as the country's first site of patrimony and declared it a World Heritage Site in 2003. Before reading, we should learn how to pronounce and how to translate new words. The translation you can see on the right. You will learn them yourself and look through the translation yourself, then learn later. Now, repeat the pronunciation of the words after me. Construction, construction. Dome, dome. Grand, grand. Landscape, landscape. Locate, locate. Mausoleum, mausoleum. Military leader, military leader. Modern day, modern day. Pilgrim, pilgrim. Privacy, privacy. Religious, religious. Stretch, stretch. Tile, tile. Warrior, warrior. You may practice the use of these words and you may learn with the help of Quizlet.com, and you may see the way to it at the bottom of the page. Now let's turn to reading. While reading and listening to the text, I would like you to fulfill two tasks. The first task is listen and write down the answer to the question. And you see the question, what makes the places in the text UNESCO World Heritage Sites? Short answer to this question. And the second task you will do in the table. First of all, you should draw the table into your exercise books. Let's look at the table. The first column is the name of the place. Short, simple name of the place. Then the second column, location. What country? You may write down only the name of the country. The third column, characteristics. You may write down word phrases, noun phrases, or adjectives, and you will use these words or phrases later to describe these places. And in the fourth column, fill in the dates when it has become World Heritage Sites. So you will listen to the text, and while listening and reading together with me, you will fill in information in the table, short information for further retelling. Now let's read and listen to the text. Man-made masterpieces. In the 18th century England, Queen Anne ordered a palace to be built as a gift for John Churchill, a celebrated war hero who won the Battle of Blenheim. Work began in 1705, and the palace was completed in 1722. It was the grandest project of its age and one of the first buildings created in the English Romantic style of architecture. Blenheim Palace is located inside an enormous park landscaped by the famous designer Capability Brown. Visitors are welcome to stroll around the grounds and see the Great Lake and the ancient oak trees, which are almost 1,000 years old. A lot of the places, 187 rooms, are open to the public with a huge collection of paintings and furniture from the past. The current Duke and Duchess have their privacy though, in a 4-story section of the palace with 46 rooms including 12 bedrooms and 10 bathrooms. Blenheim Palace. The Mausoleum of Qajar Ahmed Yasavi, Kazakhstan. Timur was a military leader who founded the Timurid Empire, which stretched from modern-day Turkey in the west to Pakistan in the east. Timur was more than a fierce warrior, however. He loved art and architecture and was very religious. One of his greatest projects was rebuilding the Mausoleum of Qajar Ahmed Yasavi, a poet and wise man who died in 1166. Construction began in 1389, but stopped when Timur died in 1405. The project was never finished, but it is still a beautiful example of the 12th century architecture. The structure has 35 rooms, including the mausoleum and the mosque, and is covered by the largest dome of its kind in Central Asia. Visitors can see the original paintings and tiles on the walls inside. The Mausoleum of Qajar Ahmed Yasavi is not only a fascinating example of Timurid architecture, but also a popular site for pilgrims and tourists. Finish with information, finish your table with information, and then we'll continue working. Now let's answer questions. And I would like you to write down the answer to the questions in one word, only the name of the place. If you don't remember the correct spelling of the names, write only the first capital letter B or M. So the first question, what building was built in the 18th century? Write down the answer in your exercise books. And now let's check Blenheim Palace. So the next question, what place is visited by religious travelers? Write down. Now let's check the mausoleum. What building was a present for a national hero? Now let's check. Blenheim House, Blenheim Palace. In what building do people still live nowadays? Recall the information and write down the name of this place. Now let's see. Blenheim Palace. And the last question, what building was never completed? And the answer is the Mausoleum. The Mausoleum was never completed. If you've made some mistakes, of course, you should look through the text again and then try to answer these questions once more. Your homework. Read the text at page 95 in your course books. While reading, you should tick the facts that make these places similar and different. Then you will use this information to write a short essay in which you should compare and contrast these two World Heritage Sites. I've done the example for you. Blenheim Palace was built by a queen for a military leader, but the mausoleum was built by a military leader. These highlighted facts differ these two buildings. Now let's assess your achievements. If you've done tasks correctly and you have understood the texts, your work is done well. If you have made some mistakes answering questions on the text, I advise you to look through the presentation again, to look through your table again, and make some notes, new notes, additional notes in your exercise books to be ready to write down a short essay. Thank you for attention. Our lesson is finished. I wish you good luck. Goodbye.